Now you've got light speed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the light speed dash. The light speed dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
Huh. Well, that's cool. Wait. How does that work? Introduced in Sonic Adventure, the Lightspeed Dash is a skill in Sonic's repertoire that allows him to travel across a line of rings at light speed. But hang on, how does this work? According to Einstein's special theory of relativity, as an object moves faster, its mass increases, while its length contracts. At the speed of light, such an object has infinite mass, while its length is zero, an impossibility. Thus, no object can reach the speed of light, the theory goes. This idea is further corroborated by the formulas for finding the Lorenzo Factor, which is a quantity used to find an object's measurements and time dilation when moving. The Lorenzo Factor is 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus velocity squared divided by the speed of light squared. The speed of light in a vacuum is 186,282. That's 34,700,983,524 divided by the same number, which is 1. Now 1 minus 1 is 0. The square root of 0 is 0. And 1 is not divisible by 0, so no matter how many times you go through this equation, you will always get 0. So how is Sonic doing this? Well, perhaps this law just isn't canon to the Sonic universe. I mean, characters that are faster than light aren't exactly new to the world of fiction. And in my Theory Rules video, I already said that because we are analyzing a work of fiction, that there was no reason to assume that the real laws of physics apply, and that the creators have the right to make or break rules as they go. So maybe this limit just doesn't exist in Sonic's world. Except Sonic can only reach this speed using his light speed dash, and has no other means of doing so. And yes, I know that if you compare Sonic's boosting speed in Sonic Unleashed to his light dash speed, that the boost is faster. But the Sonic channel, the official Japanese Sonic the Hedgehog website, still lists Sonic's speed as supersonic, and Supersonic's light speed as sublight. It would make no sense for Sonic to go from super warp in his base form, then to below light speed in his super form, being that Supersonic is supposed to be more powerful. So there's a discrepancy, as we are being told that Sonic's light speed dash is, well, light speed, that Sonic is slower than light, and that he is faster than his light speed dash. Two of these claims could be true, but not all three. So referring to our rules, Sonic's speed is stated on an official website and thus counts as word of the creator. The bit of Sonic's light dash being light speed is told to us in-game via Tikal. So this counts as word of the character. And before you argue that this is an exaggeration, this same information is given to us in Essay 2 in the form of a small body of text. Since the text is not voiced, it should be taken as literal and qualifies as word of the creator, giving it the same level of validity as the Sonic channel. Since neither information contradicts the other, we should take both as canon, which leaves us with the information we found from gameplay, which is not told to us by the creator or a character, and it instead is only found by analyzing the in-game mechanics. So this qualifies as gameplay, and is less valid than the other evidence, and must be discarded. Normally I would assume that all three pieces of information are valid, but in this case we must make a distinction. Don't get used to it. Based on this, we should assume that the normal laws of physics apply, so if Sonic can move at light speed using this technique, then there must be a logical reason for it. But what? To find out, let's look at what we know. In most Sonic games where this technique is usable, no preparation is shown. Whenever the player wants to light dash, Sonic light dashes. Not so for Sonic Adventure, however, as it shows a more primitive version of the technique, so we'll look at that for more information. First, what do we see? Sonic charges up a spin dash. Then, once Sonic is fully charged, he'll stop spinning and possesses a light blue glow, probably because the molecules in his body have entered an excited state. Finally, at the release of the button, Sonic dashes across the nearest set of rings. If no rings are nearby, Sonic will just dash forward a bit and stop. But wait, remember that Einstein said that in order to move at the speed of light, an object either needs to have no mass or infinite energy. But here Sonic is, charging up to the technique. Well, perhaps Sonic has infinite energy. Nope. Remember that if too much energy is condensed into one space, a black hole is likely to form. Also, matter and energy are interchangeable. You cannot fit an infinite amount of energy into a finite amount of space. And if he was powering up to infinite energy, there would lie the question of where this energy is coming from, and it would literally take an eternity to charge. Not to mention, Sonic has a cannon weight, and spoilers, it's way less than infinite, and it isn't zero. So by all rights, this shouldn't be possible. So what is the secret? Well, a possible answer may be found in Sonic Unleashed. In this game, we find out about an interesting little tidbit of information about the Lightspeed shoes. When collected, a small little text box appears that says, "Sparkly golden shoes. They're made with the same materials as rings." So the Lightspeed shoes are made with the same materials as rings, and these shoes are what enable the Lightspeed dash. The golden rings have been shown to allow interdimensional travel, the power to absorb fatal injury, and have an interesting correlation with the Chaos Emeralds. You need 50 rings to enter the special dimension. Rings were used to refuel the Chaos Emerald radar, which was powered by the Master Emerald, and you need to maintain your ring energy to maintain a super form. In my How Do the Chaos Emeralds Work video, we learned that the Chaos Emeralds hold infinite power, so it wouldn't be a far cry to say that these rings do as well. Not to mention that in Sonic Generations, Sonic can unlock a skill called the Endless Boost, an ability that lets Sonic boost, well, endlessly. The only downside is that any ring collected when the skill is equipped is not added to your ring count. So it would be very interesting if this was because Sonic was tapping into another power of these rings. But that's just speculation. So, if we know that the rings have properties that allow for lightspeed travel, and that there is a correlation between them and the Chaos Emeralds, does that mean that they are supplying Sonic with the energy he needs to reach the speed of light? Not quite. While that is an interesting idea, it doesn't sound right. Remember that as an object gets faster, it also loses length. But when using this skill, Sonic doesn't get any smaller, and this kind of infinite energy should completely destroy his body. So clearly something else is happening. Perhaps he's somehow getting rid of his own mass, so he doesn't need that infinite energy? Well, no. In Sonic Adventure 2, during the final boss fight with Shadow, one of the best strategies for taking Shadow out is by zooming through him using the Lightspeed dash. If in this instant Sonic had no mass, then it would be impossible for him to hurt Shadow, as he would just pass right through him. Mass is how much matter is in an object after all, and force is mass times acceleration. As already stated, anything times zero is zero. So, what else could be happening here? Well, if we know that Sonic is not using infinite energy and hasn't gotten rid of his own mass, then he must somehow be neutralizing this effect altogether. This isn't as far-fetched as you may think. We already know that these rings have unique properties that let them act as portals to other dimensions, and have a unique connection to the Chaos Emeralds, and power superforms, and are used for fuel for a number of Chaos powers as well, including Shadow's Chaos Control. So the idea that these rings might have similar powers isn't that hard to believe, I think. Now, I don't think they're as powerful, but I also don't think some minor reality warping for a limited amount of time would be beyond them. When charging up a light dash, he is creating a barrier around him that prevents him from getting any heavier or any smaller, making it much easier to reach his speed. It still requires a lot of energy though. But let me know what you guys think. Are the rings really bending reality to make light speed travel possible? And why? And who made these things? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.